Hello there, my name is Janie Goddard and I want to give you a very warm welcome to this video. This is part 4 of the Complementary Medical Association's initiative for mental health and well-being. Now, we know that so many people are struggling at the moment, and this is what prompted us to actually do this and to gather all this data for you. Everything we talk about is always evidence-based, which means that we only talk to you about things and share ideas and tips with you if they've been proven in research, good, robust research science to actually work. So today, we're going to be talking about sleep, because when people are struggling with mental, emotional health and well-being issues, one of the first things that actually starts to suffer is sleep. For example, in depression, sometimes we sleep too much and sometimes we just don't get enough sleep. So today I'm going to be tackling both of those sides of the coin, and I want to give you our 6 top tips for what you can do to actually improve your quality of sleep, because it's a chicken and egg thing. Because if we're depressed, our sleep quality really suffers, and then also if we then happen to have really bad sleep, it then leads to depression. So, and a whole host of other things that actually go in the body, like increased inflammation as well, and that in turn is also linked to depression. So it's a whole, this is why it's so important when you've got any kind of health issue to actually look at the whole situation from a very holistic perspective, so that you're actually able to sort of start to see, well, if I did this, then this would change and this would change and so on. And actually taking a whole healthy overview is really the way to go with chronic problems like lack of sleep and low mood or even depression. Now, as we also always say at the top of the show, I really do suggest that if you are suffering from low mood, a lot of these tips and techniques are going to be very, very useful for you. If you are suffering from depression, chances are that a lot of these will also be really useful for you, because depression has been shown to respond well to certain lifestyle interventions. But it's also really important, if it's serious depression, that you get professional help. So whether that's seeing a doctor or whether it's seeing a member of the Complementary Medical Association, for example, all of our practitioners are highly qualified and insured and so on. They may be able to help you, but they're also trained to be able to refer you to other people should they believe that that is actually better for you in your individual situation. Lastly, please talk. If you feel that you are completely overwhelmed and you're just spiraling down a black hole and you can't see a way out, please talk, whether it's to one of us here at the CMA or one of our practitioners, or if it's just a friend. Please talk to them, because it's that sense of isolation when we're going into that really dark space that's what does the damage. And it's in that space that we can't see that things could change, and things do change. They will change, but you know, you sometimes need support to see that. So please, take that on board. So today, on the previous videos, we've touched on the various things that we can do to actually cope with the uncertainty of COVID. We've talked about anxiety, we've talked about depression and so on, and what those are and the types of things that can work for them. But today, let's focus on sleep. So, and stick with me right to the end, because I've got a special little giveaway. We've got a free gift for you at the end, which is incredibly useful. We've had the most amazing feedback on it. So also, whilst you're here, subscribe to the channel and also hit the little bell icon so that you never miss out on a new video update that we're doing in this series. So what are our 6 top tips to help you sleep better? First of all, keep regular hours. It's very, very important to try to go to bed at the same time in the evening and to get up at the same time in the morning. Now, the trick though is that even if you have a really disrupted night and a difficult night, if you set your alarm clock for a certain time in the morning that you are going to get up at, you need to make a contract with yourself. No matter what happens, as soon as that alarm goes off, I'm going to get out of bed. Okay. And there's a trick to it, which I'll come on to in just a second. No matter if you've had a really restful night, force yourself to get up at that time. I know it's very seductive to just think, oh God, I had such a bad night's sleep last night that, oh, if I just stay in bed a little longer, I'll catch up. The problem is that doesn't help establish your actual time that you need to sleep. If we can start to create an actual routine, then that really, truly will help you. Okay. Now, the trick, I mentioned I'll tell you a trick to getting out of bed when the alarm goes. You're just going to program this into your mind by thinking about it and thinking, okay, so I'm going to do this. And when I do it, I will jump out of bed. And it's just simply, your alarm goes off and you say to yourself out loud, 1, 2, 3, up. And you will do it. You will get up and just go 1, 2, 3, up. It's like just somehow, I don't know why, but our bodies do it. so give it a go and let me know how you get on. I know it sounds ridiculously silly, but honestly, it works. It works for me, and I do suffer with sleep difficulties. My dad did. I do. I really do find sleep very, very challenging, which is one of the reasons why I made the gift for you at the end, which we'll come on to. And also why I've written so much about sleep. In fact, in my latest book, Rewind Your Body Clock, The Complete Natural Guide to a Happier, Healthier, Younger You, how's that for a title? I actually dedicated a whole chapter to sleep because it's so crucially important to our overall well-being in every way. So what else can we do? My second tip here today is create a restful environment. We need a wind down time. Now, I've got an iPhone. I don't know whether other phones do this, but I suspect they probably do. What I found, I did an update on my phone recently, and I actually found it's now got a countdown. So if you set an alarm for the morning, it gives you an option to actually set a regular alarm, and you can say which days you want it to go off at which times and so on. If you actually set a regular alarm, and I suggest you have it the same time. If you're dealing with sleep difficulties and you want to solve this problem, genuinely want to solve it, set your alarm to go off at the same time every day of the week, okay? Even on a Sunday, because it will establish the pattern. And this is part and parcel of breaking into the habit of poor sleep, because poor sleep is also a habit, and your body just doesn't know what's going on. So what I was going to say was, if you can actually download the app, or if it just automatically appears on your phone, it will actually give you mine gives me a little lullaby sound. And it goes da 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 da, and I just think, oh, that's nice. And oh yes, it's my wind down cue. So that's basically darken the room, all your devices off, including your phone, just start to get yourself ready, brush your teeth, get yourself ready for bed, get yourself all cozy. So it gives you 3/4 of an hour wind down time for you to actually start to get yourself and tell yourself that you're getting into sleep mode. It works brilliantly. So even if your phone doesn't do it, maybe think about just observing the time. So you want to go to bed at 10 o'clock at night, for example, 11 o'clock, whatever it is that works for you. Maybe 3/4 of an hour before bedtime, just remember or set an alarm somehow that says, right, okay, now I'm winding down. I'm turning off the TV and so on, because TV really does feed your brain with lots and lots of overwhelming images and bright flashing lights, which means that your body can't produce the hormone melatonin that is, it does many things in the body, but it's predominantly thought of as the sleep hormone. If you've got bright lights going in, hitting your retina at the back of your eye, your body will not produce the sleep hormone that you need in order to go to sleep and stay asleep. So that's why it's crucial for you to get away from screens. Okay, the next tip, number 3, is move more, sleep better. This really does work. In one of the earlier videos, I was talking about the way that exercise affects depression and low mood. If you can get out for a minimum of half an hour a day, every day, at least 5 days a week, but 7 if you can manage it, get yourself out and just walk. That's all you've got to do, is just walk. That will make a an unbelievable difference to your sleep quality. It's the most extraordinary thing. I find if I'm really sedentary, when I'm writing a new book, for example, or just doing lots of CMA work and I'm just sitting in front of a computer, my sleep really suffers. But if I actually am going through one of my really good phases where I'm properly exercising, and I do most of the time, actually, I do really tend to walk my talk most of the time, 99% of the time. I will tend to find that when I exercise, and I'm doing my exercise really religiously, and that's actually one of the reasons I do exercise, is because my sleep is, really dodgy, and it does work, and I do actually get a good 7 hours sleep on a day that I've exercised. So I just want to, put that there for you. Your exercise can include walking, it can include weightlifting, resistance training, even things like yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi, and so on. They all count. Any kind of movement counts. The other thing I do that works for me is I love to dance. So I will dance and spend an hour or so doing dance classes online at the moment. But again, it makes all the difference in the world to me. So find something that you enjoy that gets you moving. Also, confronting sleeplessness is really important. This is tip 4. If you're lying awake and unable to sleep, don't try to force it, because the problem is that your mind will then associate your bed with being a war zone, a struggle, a really unpleasant place to be. So get up and go and do something relaxing for a bit, and then return to bed when you feel sleepier. Now, it may sound almost counterintuitive, but maybe if you can get a crossword or a Sudoku or something like that, those sorts of things are quite good, or adult colouring books, those sorts of things work really, really well as ways of just taking our mind off the fact that we couldn't sleep. And then you'll start to find that you will start to wind down again. So don't get stressed about it. I know it's easy for me to say don't get stressed, but try not to get stressed, and just take yourself out of bed, go and do something. Don't put the TV on there or the computer. Do not fire up your phone. Just do something that doesn't require or feed you with lots and lots of blue light, because that's the thing that will definitely stop you from sleeping. Okay, writing down worries is a really important thing. If you often lie awake worrying about tomorrow, you want to set aside time before bed to make a list for the next day. This can really help you put your mind at rest. Now, I find because I do so much, at the CMA, our workload is massive, and we're doing lots and lots of different things throughout the day. So I'll be doing a webinar, or I'll be doing a tutorial, or I've got to write to this person, I've got to phone this person, or I've got to perhaps go for a doctor's appointment myself, or that sort of thing. We've got tons and tons. I know we all do. We all have tons of stuff going on. And especially recently, in recent months, where what we did was we were lobbying the government here in the UK to get the Complementary Medical Association members back to work. And hallelujah, last week or week before, we actually found that we'd been victorious in this. And so, practitioners were able to return to work, and despite lockdowns. So, we do such a lot. And so what I have to do, so that I'm not there lying in bed going, oh gosh, I must remember to do this, and oh, I must remember to do that, and oh, I mustn't forget this, and oh, panic, panic, panic. Take it out of the equation. Just sit in bed, write it all down, everything that you need to do tomorrow, consult your diary, write it down, and that will make a huge, huge, huge difference to you. I promise it really will. It's been proven to work. And then tip 6, before we come on to your special present, tip 6 is put down the pick-me-ups. Now, I know when you're really depleted with low sleep and lack of sleep and stress and so on, it's so easy to reach for the things that make life a little bit more energetic, the caffeine, the chocolate, because that's got caffeine in it as well, and alcohol can, we have a drink and we feel like it's picked us up. But the problem is it then slaps you back down again. It's the same with caffeine. It picks you up and it slaps you back down. Any drug has an equal and opposite reaction. It's just Newtonian physics. So you'll put a drug into your system, your body uses it, and then bang, as soon as that drug has run out, your body crashes. That's what happens. So we know that caffeine keeps us awake, and some people mistakenly think that alcohol keeps them awake. And the truth is that yes, a drink before bedtime will send you to sleep for 3 hours. 3 hours later, you will wake up and you will be absolutely wide awake. You'll probably be feeling dehydrated. You'll probably be feeling really yucky, because alcohol just makes us feel yucky. It just doesn't do us any good at all. So those are the top 6 tips. I hope they're useful for you. And finally, the thing that I'm coming on to is my Yoga Nidra recording. I mentioned it in one of the other videos, but if you haven't yet received that by going to the janiegoddard.com website, then please make a point of going over there. It's a completely free download. It's a wonderful recording. It's only a 20-minute meditation, but nearly all of my clients and everybody who's downloaded it and used it has said, wow, Janie, that's pretty amazing. It's a really good meditation, but I have no idea how it ends. And that to me is fab, because it means that they've fallen asleep and they don't know how it ends because they were fast asleep. So it does work. Even one lady was telling me that her little boy, her 12-year-old boy, was having problems sleeping. He was having nightmares and so on. She played it to him. She now plays it to him on a regular basis. And it's sorted out his problems, his nightmares, and his lack of sleep, and so on and so forth. So it works for anybody of any age. And they do say this particular kind of meditation, it's like a guided meditation, different to what you may have experienced previously, because it goes through quite quickly. It's like a body scan, but quite a quick one. So it's an unusual type of meditation, but very nice. But what people tend to find is that, and the feedback I always get, and what I find for myself, is that 20 minutes of Yoga Nidra is the equivalent of 2 hours deep restorative sleep. So honestly, if you're pushed for time, or if you're working shifts, or if you're just not sleeping, if you put this on, it feeds your body as if you've had an extra 2 hours of sleep. So seriously, please get it. It's remarkable. And even if I do say so myself. But no, that's the feedback I'm getting, okay, in all honesty. So I do hope that this is all useful for you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the final video of the week, and then I'll take a couple of days off, and then we will do some more videos for you. Take care, my lovelies, all the very best. Bye.